CQ RAYNET. This is Golf 4 November Romeo Charlie, operated today by Greg, Golf 0 Delta Uniform Bravo, serving as net control for the RAYNET-UK weekly activity net. This net meets each Sunday afternoon at 1600 hours local time on talk groups 23531 Pheonix and Brandmeister and 50235331 RAYNET-UK, and is open to all amateur radio operators interested in emergency communications. Primary purpose of the net is to provide the opportunity for members to test equipment, exchange traffic news, opinions and information, and additional information can be found on the RAYNET-UK website at www.raynet-uk.net. This is a directed net, which means all calls are to be made to the net control station unless you are instructed otherwise, and all RAYNET-UK operators are invited and encouraged to check into the net. When you do check in, please announce your call sign slowly and phonetically, followed by your name, and if you wish to leave the net immediately after checking in, then please come out. Otherwise, if you want to leave after subsequent turns, please make it clear you want to check out at that time. After I've heard a few check-ins, I'll repeat what I've heard. If you're not acknowledged, then please try again, and I will call for any strays, that's people who've missed their turns, at the end of the UK and international section. So as usual, I'll now begin taking check-ins to the RAYNET-UK weekly activity net in call sign number order, starting with any stations with figure 8 in their call sign. Please call now. This is G4 and RC.
Golf 8 Kilo Lima Charlie, very good afternoon, Greg. KLC names Phil.
Golf 8 Echo Yankee, G8 EEY, name is Mike.
G4 and RC, I've got Phil, Golf 8 Kilo Lima Charlie, and Mike, Golf 8 Echo Yankee. Any other 8s, please? G4 and RC, over. G4 and RC, no 8s, so let's have the 7. Stations figure 7 in their call sign, please. G4 and RC, over. G798, Golf 7, November Echo Hotel. Good afternoon, Greg.
Mike 7 Alpha Victor Oscar. Good afternoon, Greg.
G4 and RC. Okay, that's G798 Graham and Mike 7 Alpha Victor Oscar Dave, both with me. Any other 7s, please? G4 and RC, over. For an RC, nothing heard. Let's have the 6s. Stations figure 6 in their call sign, please. G4 and RC, over.
Golf 6 Papa Delta Echo G6BDE, Chris.
G4 and RC, good afternoon, Chris. Golf 6 Papa Delta Echo. Do I have any other 6s, please? G4 and RC, over. G4 and RC, nothing heard. So let's try 5. Stations figure 5 in their call sign, please. G4 and RC, over. G4 and RC, no 5s. Let's go for 4s. Stations with figure 4 in their call sign, please. G4 and RC, over.
T4 KIL, Philip, South Sussex.
Golf 4, Lima 4 Foxtrot, Phil, Dane Valley. G4 and RC. Right, let's pick that a lot. Philip, Golf 4 Kilo India Lima, easily recognised. Phil, Golf 4 Hotel Uniform Foxtrot, some audio dropouts, but it all came out in the night. Keith, Golf 4 Whiskey Quebec Bravo, you were perfectly doubled with. Would you like to go again, please, over? G4 and RC. Okay, that's my bad for that double. G4 Whiskey Quebec Bravo. You're calling on your local talk group. I'm looking at the wrong bit of dashboard. So you're calling on South West Hampshire. You are with me on the right talk group now. G4WQB, G4 and RC, over. G This way, G4 and RC, no, that last call of yours still came out in South West Hampshire. I'll put a question mark by you, call you in at the appropriate turn, and if you were doing other things or in and out, we'll just get past. Any other fours, please? G4 and RC, over. G4 and RC, nothing heard. So let's have the threes. Stations figure 3 in their call sign. G4 and RC, over.
Golf 3 Zulu Hotel X-Ray Ian. In and out this week, Greg, thank you.
G4 and RC, good afternoon, Ian. Golf 3 Zulu Hotel X-Ray and copied in and out. Any other threes, please, over? G4 and RC, nothing heard, so let's look at twos. That's looking at you, intermediate twos as well. Any stations figure 2 in their call sign. G4.
2E0 CMS, calling, no traffic in and out.
G4 and RC, good afternoon, Colin. 2Echo0 Charlie Mike Sierra, copied in and out. Any other twos, please? G4 and RC, over. G4 and RC, nothing heard, so let's have one. Stations figure 1 in their call sign, please. G4 and RC, over. G4 and RC, second call, any stations figure 1 in their call sign. G4 and RC, over. G4 and RC, no ones, hopefully they've got blocked, so let's try 4. Mike 0 stations of any regional secondary identifier, please. G4 and RC, over.
This is Mike 0, Golf Uniform Yankee. Good afternoon, Greg, this is Guy. M0 Jones, hi, hello. Mike 0 Whiskey.
Afternoon, in and out. Mike Zero Whiskey X-Ray Golf. Mike Zero Whiskey X-Ray Golf, Shirley in Cornwall, with Andy M0 into Tango Mike, both in and out. Thank you, Greg. G4 and RC, so interesting effects there. Right, so Mike Zero Golf Uniform Yankee, good afternoon to you. Good afternoon, Alan, Mike Zero Juliet Sierra Alpha, Shirley Mike Zero Whiskey X-Ray Golf, copied 3 goes on one of those who appeared to come through a station in Essex, so there was some interesting doubling going on. But Shirley copied you as in and out, and Andy Mike Zero India Tango Mike also copied in and out. So who's the missing M0 of any regional secondary identifier? G4 and RC over.
Cool, M0 LOM. Sierra quality for Dublin, in and out.
Mike and 0, Mike, Sierra, Oscar, Philip, 111. G4 and RC. Okay, so Paul, Mike 0, Lima, Oscar, Mike, copy in and out. There's just a bit of a teleport where Shirley's audio appeared to come through your hotspot. So thanks for clarifying that one, Paul. And Philip, good afternoon to you, Mike India 0, Mike Sierra Oscar. Any other Mike 0 stations of any regional secondary identifier, please? G4 and RC, over. G4 and RC, nothing heard, so let's have the Golf Zero stations of any regional secondary identifier, please. G4 and RC, over.
Golf Whiskey 0, Juliet Lima X-Ray. Good afternoon, Greg. Name is Andy, RAYNET Pembrokeshire. No traffic today, so in and out, please, over.
G4 and RC, good afternoon, Andy. Golf Whiskey 0, Juliet Lima X-Ray, and copied in and out. Shock us a little bit. Any UK stations who've missed their turn to call in, please call now. G4 and RC, over.
Golf India 0, 0, Alpha Zulu Bravo, name Ian, and Zone 11. QS.
Golf India 0, Alpha Zulu Bravo, G4 and RC. Good afternoon again, Ian. Got you in the log that time. Okay, let's go for any international stations, any of our international colleagues, usually Nordson Band of Norway, Iron in Ireland, etc. Any internationals, please? Call now, G4 and RC, over.
Going to be in and out.
Lima Alpha 6 India Mike, Golf 0 Delta Uniform Bravo, and correction G4 and RC. Good afternoon, Hans, copied you in and out. No problem, thanks for chipping in. Okay, final call for any strays, anybody who's missed their turn to call in, national or international, please. G4 and RC, over.
And CGBL, Mike 6 of the Lima.
Mike 6, Golf Bravo Lima. Good afternoon, Lucas. Got you in the log at last. Mike Swift Golf Bravo Lima is in the log. Thanks very much. Any other stations? G4NRC over. Nothing heard. Okay, longer than usual. A hit for people we got there in the end and 20 stations checked in. So good afternoon all, this is G4NRC. A reminder that today's net has been live streamed by Graham, G7NEH, to YouTube today. Past streams and recordings are available by searching G7NEH, that's Golf 7 November Echo Hotel, on YouTube. Storm Asia, our 9th named storm of the season, and I think the 11th in close proximity, has caused an amber weather warning across the whole country today, which carries on, albeit downgraded slowly to yellow, and only affecting the north of the country right through to Wednesday. The Met Office text reminds us that power cuts may occur with the potential to affect other services, such as mobile phone coverage. At the time I checked, about 3/4 of an hour ago, the highest gust recorded was 90 miles an hour, 90 miles per hour in Capital Curragh, in Erie/Snowdonia, depending on what you know it as. The threats to mobile phones is a reminder of an article I saw this week on the website ISP Review, where Vodafone highlighted the potentially huge cost challenges involved with adding backup power/batteries to their network of 12,000 plus mass sites across the country, which could be one of the possible outcomes from Ofcom's probe into network resilience, which came out at the beginning of December. So keep an eye on that one and your phone bills. Final news item is that there was a further RSGB Spectrum Forum meeting yesterday, and I had a meeting with the RSGB and Ofcom on Friday to reinforce our concerns over toll crews, the definition of a gateway device eliminating so-called duplex hotspots, and the limitation on the number of club call signs that can be held. Thanks to those members who've already made their final representations. For those who haven't, a reminder that the deadline is 1700 tomorrow, 22nd of January, but you've certainly already got us noticed. So with that, let's go around the net for news. Phil, Golf 8 Kilo Lima Charlie, G4NRC, over.
Yes, G4NRC Group, G8KLC, good afternoon to one and all. It's pretty black out there at the moment. No traffic as such. Only my thanks to those that followed up my queries last weekend with emails. Very much appreciated. That gave me some background information. So that was really good news. And yeah, no other traffic. So I'll say 7th week if I may, Greg. But I will try and monitor while I get on with some other jobs. G4NRC in the group, G8KLC.
G8KLC, G4NRC, no problem. It's part of the value of the net, aside from making sure everything's still working. And I'll pick you out on this round. I am logging myself today and operating, so with some trepidation, let's go for Mike. Golf 8, Echo Echo Yankee, G4NRC, over.
G4NRC from G8EEY. Well, it's a nice spring day here in Norfolk. 10 centigrade, 1007 millibars, falling quite rapidly. 87% relative humidity, 59% cloud cover, and only 26 mile per hour winds from 204 degrees. So that's the effect that Isha's having on us at the moment, but keeping my eyes open. Yes, I've been busy doing a few things at the same time. I've got my representation ready to go, so I'll be sending that today. Where else? Oh, yep. I've been working on an MOU to go between some of Zone 4's RAYNET groups and 4x4, Norfolk and Suffolk 4x4 response. And what else? I was also heads down in the planning for the long distance walkers 50-mile race in 2 weeks' time. So I'm looking forward to being able to use the suffix /tired on my call sign in the future. from G8EEY.
Golf 8, Echo Echo Yankee, G4 and RC. I think I got all that down in all the right order for a change. Okay, in terms of a few weeks' time, there are differing opinions of when the new license terms will come in. At the Spectrum Forum meeting yesterday, RSGB still seems to be holding to a end of February time scale, but in the meeting I had with Ofcom, the number of representations received, etc., and the amount of thought it's taking, they did say they could take up to a month to consider the representations before they actually push the button on the final notice. So things might slide back a bit, so you might have to hold on your suffix mic. Let's see what happens. Okay, next to Graham, and let's see how many viewers I've lost with the voice so far. G798, G4 and RC over. G4 and RC, G798. Right, yeah, good afternoon, Greg, good afternoon all on the net. So last week we had 29 views and 6 likes. This week so far we've had 22 and we've got concurrently 9 still viewing and 4 likes. So there we go. So nothing really to report this week, Greg. So if you could leave me out the next round, and there we go. G4 and RC, G7H. G7 and the H, G4 and RC returning. Okay, just a bit slow this in the bridge through to Brandmeister there. Okay, those are good numbers, and thanks for doing the streaming, Graham. Yes, I should be going to basketball this evening, but given I've still got to do the RAYNET corporate response for Com to look at, and an IAIU meeting tomorrow night, I think I'm going to have to watch the game online. So we will try and keep it short so that you're not too distracted while having to keep an eye on the stream as well, but mark you out on that one. Right, next to Dave, Mike 7 Alpha Victor Oscar, whose audio was much better compared to previous weeks. I'm guessing this is the new hotspot, Dave. Mike 7 Alpha Victor Oscar, G4 and RC, over.
G4 and RC, Mike 7 Alpha Victor Oscar. Yeah, it's a new old hotspot, Greg, but I've reprogrammed to go through the RAYNET server. I ordered a new hat, which apparently is in the country, so it's been pretty quick from when I ordered it last weekend. And hopefully it'll be with me and I'll get something rebuilt again for next weekend. Back to you, Greg. Mike 7 Alpha Victor Oscar.
7 Alpha Victor Oscar, G4 and RC. Okay, well, it's perfectly clear today, Dave, no issues. I need to go to a quiet place, I think, and reprogram one of my hotspots without it fighting with the existing programming. I want to see whether they can actually work on 2 meters as planned and how horrible it is from a spectrum viewpoint, and then apply some proper filtering to it. Because I get the feeling 2 meters might be a useful place to have some diversity. Okay, let's see if it keeps trucking for you for the rest of the net, and we'll move to Chris, Golf 6, Papa Delta Echo, G4 and RC, over.
Evening, good evening all from G6 PDE. We've got a little bit breezy in Ipswich, and the National Highways have closed the Orwell Bridge, which is the main trunk route to the Felixstowe container port. So I'm expecting lots of container lorries to be trundling within 50 yards of my house for the next 24 hours or so. But apart from that, no real problems yet. Tried to join the HFNet today, but was unsuccessful. Did hear somebody else not RAYNET on 7.11 megahertz, but didn't hear anything on 60 metres. And I've had a little bit of success and some frustration with ESP32 APRS, which I mentioned over a year ago now. I came out to it again and managed to get a gateway working using the software from that chap in HS5 TQA in Thailand. Managed to get some of his code working on a breadboard. So hoping to get another ESP32 board and make it a little bit more robust and a bit of variable. Back to you, Greg. G7NRC from G6PDE.
G6P. One more go. G6PDE, G4NRC returning, this time with the aid of the Brandmeister bridge. Okay, you've reminded me I should have checked whether the Falmore Viaduct has been shut yet, which is also a bit of a candidate if you want to shut the north-south route. Just cut the M6 off due to high winds. Calling on HF, interesting conditions this afternoon on 60 metres. We had an unfortunate clash with the RAYNET net that occupies just half the hertz at the top spot, so it's moved down to 5277 megahertz. Not brilliant conditions, bit of QSB, very high noise levels everybody was reporting, but the ionosphere was absolutely shiny. Maximum reflection frequency was up to about 10 megahertz, so it should have been much, much better. So the post-mortem on that is still to be done. And thanks for the reminder about the ESP32 software. Haven't played with those for a while. It joins the long list of stuff I really wish I was doing rather than responding to Ofcom and admin stuff. So keep the fires burning. I will join you as fast as I can. Okay, thanks Chris. Thanks Chris Philip. Golf 4 Kilo India Lima, G4NRC over.
RCT4. There we are. Thanks very much, Greg. Yeah, as you say, just answered to me. Just I thought the most interesting thing from my point of view was that I think I mentioned in the report I put in that I was listening through Hackscreen as well as through the Flex radio that I was using remotely. I think I've ever used 5 and 9 through Hackscreen, which kind of raises an interesting sort of thought and question as to whether what we really need is a sort of a record and replay station stuck somewhere up on a hill well away from any interference, and which presumably is more or less what Hackscreen is. But the because with such a and of course GSA Call would more or less do that, wouldn't you? If you set up your own, if you could set up your own GSA Call station in a suitably quiet place that everyone could talk to. I don't know, conditions always change, of course, so it might be no way to put it. We could have all communicated via that, as it were, and got messages through if they had to be relayed. So that was my thought there. Yes, Ofcom response, I was going to implement it myself. I've got mine to put in. Been trying to promote it locally. I've been trying to put the right wording in terms of the hotspots in my submission, in as much as the hotspot I have at the moment is a single frequency one. But I can see the value of 2 frequency or one that transmits and receive on different frequencies. At least I assume it's the case. The problem I think I've had with this one, with being single frequency, is if there's a lot of traffic coming in that it's picking up and trying to send to me, it will tend to flip back and go back the other way, if you see what I mean. And I may not be hearing it. It may just sort of rock itself in one direction because there's something that it's picking up that it's trying to retransmit to me, but I'm not tuned to that talk group or something. Whether I got it set up wrong anyway. And I sort of thought I'd use the word something like, because of the multiplexing of modern digital systems, but whether you want to suggest that's a bad wording to use and whether that upset Ofcom, I don't know. But it's sort of, I mean, it's not, we're not looking at frequency multiplexing, we're talking basically time division multiplexing, I think, in that. Right, that was that. The other thing really for me to mention was that on Tuesday the 6th of February in the evening, that's the next South Sussex RAYNET meeting, and if anybody wants to join us, they're welcome to do that. Get in touch and we'll let you know where it's going to be. It's basically in the Arundel area. That's a face-to-face meeting. But we're going to talk about, myself and Thorwell's going to a local group, we're going to talk about HF, particularly RAYNET HF. So perhaps particularly interesting if anybody might be around on that evening, just because I should be able to access one of the Flex radios from my laptop on that location. That's the theory. So if anyone was around to talk to, in fact, sort of RTTY would be ideal, I think, because it's built into the Flex radio and saves me having to actually respond by voice. Anyway, there's a thought, and I might push it through again next week if I'm around. I think I'll be around next week. That's probably enough for me at the moment, but I'll let it around and for the next time before standing down. G4NRC, G4KL.
G4KIL, G4NRC, okay. In reverse order, an interesting observation after the Spectrum Forum yesterday was that people said RITI only came out in contests. So it would be nice to kind of break that mold and do something a bit different. If you push the reminder out through the HF list as well, I've noticed it in the log now, but I'll have to make myself an even bigger note. The so-called duplex hotspots, and the reason I say so-called is to get around the problem that you identify with the simplex ones. If it is busy, you can't break into your own system to send the 4000 code to drop all talk groups and get back to some status of control over the air. You'd have to log into it. The so-called duplex are really semi-duplex units, so they transmit and receive on different frequencies, but they allow both time slots to be used simultaneously, so you can go on to the other time slot and gain control back of your own hotspot. So that's the problematic bit about the current Ofcom definition that says gateway devices, because that's what a hotspot is, are single frequency when they're not. We are chipping away at that one. I think we're getting somewhere, but the message can be reinforced around that, and guys would probably help. Right, moving rapidly on. Phil, Golf 4 Hotel Uniform Foxtrot, G4NRC.
This is G4HUF. Good afternoon, all. Good afternoon, Greg. Interesting you comment about loss of audio. I presume it's okay now. I'm playing with a new speaker mic. Perhaps you can confirm it's okay. From G4HUF.
For HUF, G4NRC. Yeah, you're loud and clear now, Phil, over.
For HUF. Okay, thanks for that. Well, that's proved one valid point of having the net. Confirms my new toy is working. I've got other new toys here as well, but they're nowhere near ready for playing with. Like a second handheld to play with simplex activity. Might even get that on DMR and in joining us as well. Definitely not today though, because we're feeding. And all the other comments I was going to make. Right. Interesting, the regular weather report from Norfolk. Pressure here is 997. Well, I say pressure here. I've cheated. I'm on Manchester Airport ATIS, which is only a couple of miles away from me. But the other conditions, plus 11 and 25 knots at 200 degrees. As far as the weather at this location is concerned, so I don't think it's quite bad enough to shut down Farewell yet in that regard. So that's that. The other comment I'm going to make to you, Greg, is be warned, there will be an email coming to you because one of my lot tried to get his email address set up as per the instructions in the newsletter on the 29th of December, I think it was, and failed on both accounts. He tried sending an email to 365 at RAYNET-UK, and that bounced. And he also sent a Reg 07 to Joe, and she knocked him back on that as well. So obviously there's a little bit of an issue trying to sort out how to set up email addresses. Anyway, that's it from me. If you want to keep it short, I will shut up and just continue to monitor from G4HUF.
G4HUF, G4NRC. Okay, Phil, yes, if you've got the time over for thinking as well, I'll show you us out on this one. Please do send me that email through, ideally before Tuesday night and the committee management meeting I've got. Do want to see what the circumstances were of that being knocked back. If you've got Bruce anywhere near you, I still haven't got around to doing anything with the county bank account. So that's also on my list once we get past an Ofcom deadline. Okay, let's see what... That's the 732 you, Phil, and to everybody with you. Let's see if Keith, Golf 4 Whiskey Quebec Bravo, was actually with us or was just testing other groups. G4WQB, G4NRC, over.
G4NRC, G4WQB. Yeah, it looks like I've made it this time. Wanted to test because we've just moved house. We're in Western Turbot, which is neatly tucked underneath the children, so it's a great place to transmit from. Yeah, that's it. It seems to be working. Thank you, G4WQB.
For Whiskey Quebec Bravo, G4NRC. Okay, Keith. Be interested to see what happens in your second round. If you can just move a little further away from the hotspot. There was just a couple of bits of audio clipping there, and I'm not sure whether it's because you're too close to something or not. But yeah, enjoy the new location. Hopefully you're on the lee side of the hill and not so windy today. Okay, next to Guy. Mike 0 Golf Uniform Yankee, G4NRC, over.
G4NRC and 0GUI. Good afternoon, Greg. Good afternoon, all. Just a couple of things. You reminded me about the storm, so I have set my house not to discharge batteries back to the grid for today. So I shall retain power. So if I have power cuts, then I can continue to operate. I've also charged up my 12-volt marine and colour batteries, just on the off chance. Hopefully nothing will happen, but worth to be prepared. In some discussion that was I saw earlier about the DMR server, the RAYNET DMR server, yes, we do use the radioid.net IDs, as everybody who's on knows, and that's purely just for convention and simplicity's sake. So everybody has the right IDs up, but it is an independent DMR server, and so there is nothing whatsoever stopping us making up and using other ID numbers if we needed to for hotspots or users to make use of. Not necessarily advocating for that because it does add more complexity, but it is there if necessary. And yeah, just to follow up on Phil G4KIL's statement about syntax to address hotspots and what you said, yeah, absolutely right. A simplex hotspot with one single radio can only be receiving or transmitting. It cannot do both at the same time. And so if the hotspot is tied up, transmitting to you, then good luck breaking out of that channel because you can't do it. You can potentially get to the web page and ask it to unlink, but yeah, your mileage may vary. If you have a duplex hotspot, then it is both listening and transmitting at the same time, and so you do actually have a snowball's chance of getting in and breaking out of that link, and also you can listen to 2 time slots simultaneously, so that does again give you additional capabilities. But the downside is you need 2 frequencies to operate against, and that's what Ofcom's trying to figure out at the moment. Anyway, that's it from me. So I shall say thank you very much, Greg, 73s, and I will speak to you later from Mike 0 Golf Uniform Yankee.
Mike Zero Golf Uniform Yankee G4NRC. Thanks guys, showing you out on this one. And for those that wondered about the second set of comments about radio IDs, there has been some chatter around about how we can deal with some of the issues that Ofcom may have caused us courtesy of the licence changes, because it's not a done deal yet, but it's no harm in planning for how we can work around issues if we have to. Right, so thanks for that, guy. And yes, you at least still have a grid-connected battery system. My supplier was a whole long story about how I can't connect my battery back into my own house. Right, next to Alan, who's not last today. There's 3 more after you, Alan. Mike Zero Juliet Sierra Alpha, G4NRC.
Okay, good afternoon, Greg. Good afternoon, everybody. I hope you're receiving me okay on my shiny new hotspot. I've been very busy this week, trying to get that WPSD software to work as an alternative to Polystar. And very pretty it looks too. I learned a few things along the route, but I have got one working now on Poly 02. Mark 2, which is definitely better. You can get it to work on a Poly 0 original, but it is not worth the effort. When it says the processor loses 125%, you know, you're sort of pushing the limits a bit, so I would not recommend anybody try to put it on a Poly 0W Mark 1 for the price of a new one, 17 quid, whatever, it's not worth it. It's got a few foibles, have managed to get it to work on a RAYNET server, hopefully. That is assuming you can hear what I'm saying. But it does keep disappearing. It keeps losing config. Because for some strange reason, they've decided that when you alter the config page, it resets the defaults for all DMR servers. Which if you change them, makes you wonder where they've gone. But if you want to be interested, if you want to drop me an email, I can send them the saga, alan.jones at, and I'll be happy to do that. Back to you, Greg. I'll listen to the end, but we'll come back.
G4NRC, just for the public service announcements, a reminder that you can have up to 6 seconds delay between a station stopping transmitting and it actually stopping in some hotspots. And if anybody just chips in, it can block people making second transmissions. Right, new hotspots, WPSD software, yes, it definitely needs some horsepower to get it working, and I have seen the thing about configs going missing before. I haven't suffered that yet, and I have done a couple of upgrades. What has come about from looking on some of the alternative social media is that the talk groups list, and specifically the fusion rooms list that is being picked up, has potentially been censored by the guy who's running the software. So if he doesn't like some groups, then they don't automatically flow through into the list, which is causing people some concerns. So I've just seen that as some chatter on the side. I'm not gone into the weeds of verifying it yet, whether he's just dropping out groups with weird characters, as in the text characters, or weird because of their content. Well, just another dose of politics, but anybody with a regular Polystar, there are updates out. You might be getting notified to get some changes made on your own Polystars as well. 3 to go on this round. Philip, Mike India 0, Mike Sierra Oscar, G4NRC, over.
G4, NRC, MI0, MSO, good evening, Craig, and everybody else. Yeah, well, it's a bit wet and dismal here in Northern Ireland at the minute, and I'm keeping an eye on the Northern Ireland Electric network map for outages. There's quite a few at the minute. Ones haven't been too bad, but frustrating, but I think the ones are going to be stronger later on, so we'll be keeping an eye on that. hasn't really affected us here. You know, we don't suffer too many power outages, but that was mainly where I live. All the cable and whatnot is underground, so it's only if something further up the country happens that we get a power outage. But we have contingencies for that, so we're okay. Interesting talks this week on the radio changes and whatnot. We had a good session the other night on the Mid-Ulster Tuesday Night Lecture Series, which I see RSTV has just shared recently on social media. I think Kathy has put it up on the RAYNET-UK Facebook group too, so it's worth a watch if anybody wants to have a look at that. And as I think you've said, Craig, 5 p.m. tomorrow is the last chance to submit anything. I'm not that I'm sure to make any big differences at this stage, but when you have a chance to have a say, you may as well have your say. Right, Craig, I don't think there's anything else to add at this juncture, and I'm not sure I'll have anything at the next round, but we'll see you anyway. So back to you from Mike India 0, Mike Sierra Oscar.
Mike India 0, Mike Sierra Oscar, Chief for NRC. Okay, I've left you on the list for it, but to give you a quick call in if there is anything else that pops up. Let's get the 2 done and I'll see if there's anything else in my head. Ian's joining us. Golf India 0, Alpha Zulu Bravo, Chief for NRC.
Yeah, T4 NRC, Golf India 0, Alpha Zulu Bravo. Very good evening, Ray. Thank you very much for the quick test earlier on. And all copies so far, the 45 minutes of the net so far, no breakages there. I am on a very low battery, however, so it could be a situation very shortly, but we'll work as if we can. I'm located up in the northwest of the province of Zone 11. So if you back to Northern Ireland, we're up in the northwest. Gale force 1 for the minute, 70 mile gusts, very heavy rain, but we have outages in the remaining locality, but very close to us, there's been a few there. I was interested in listening to the net. I will endeavour to get linked in as often as can on Sunday afternoon. It's very good to hear the expert comments there from the other operators. Very new to digital. My main working is usually portable, so does mountain. So very much used to TRP under it, as opposed to sitting in the comfort of the home here. So that's something different. But anyway, our pressure is falling rapidly, so we're expecting a rough night ahead. Thank you very much for running the net and for all the participants for calling in. It has been very interesting and hopefully very useful for us here. We have a second rate operator in the room, GI0AZA, Esther, and Esther is the treasurer for local Northwest RAYNET. I am the assistant controller currently. Thank you, Greg. Back to you from GI0AZA.
Golf India 0, Alpha Zulu Bravo, Chief for NRC, returning and pleading to Esther as well. Okay, normally the net doesn't quite go on this long. I'm going to go for a second round yet, just in case there are any finals. Usually I'd be heading up to my local basketball club to watch the game and would need to be leaving soon, but given the wind and the requirement to get paperwork done, yes, I'm going to be watching it on YouTube. So we'll take a little bit of advantage that I'm not trying to hurtle out of the door at the moment. So 1 station left, and then we'll have a quick fly around for finals. Lucas, hopefully still with me. Golf, correction, Mike 6. Golf Bravo Lima. Mike 6 Golf Bravo Lima. G4 and I'll see you.
Hello everyone, just to announce, I'm happy to say finally just set up my hotspot. I just dropped the connection to RAYNET server, decided to find some other solutions, but at least we can hear anyone and hopefully we work for longer. This is my first time on the net, so I don't know what to report. If someone would be fantastic.
Mike 6 Golf Bravo Lima G4NRC. Okay, lost a little bit of that, Lucas, but good to hear you on. Some of the earlier emails where we were trying to find out what repeaters you could get through. If you do want to get on the RAYNET-UK server, then that's dead easy. Go to the website RAYNET.Mike0 Golf Uniform Yankee M0GUY.com. And on the sign-up page there, I think it says request an account, and that email will come flying to Guy and myself, and then we can do the rest of the setups to get you on that if you've got a hotspot. Some little audio dropouts on you, but copied, and at least we've got you on DMR, which is a good thing. Right, so with apologies, we do try and keep this within the hour, but usually fail. So I'll run quickly round, see if anybody's got any other comments or thoughts before we close the net. Mike, Golf 8 Echo Echo Yankee, G4NRC, over.
G4NRC from G8EY. Only my thoughts that if a local semi-duplex hotspot has basically two RF sections running on different frequencies, both of which are capable of transmitting at the same time, then doesn't that classify it as two gateways, not just one gateway? Otherwise, thanks for running the net, Greg. 70 fees. Look forward to seeing you next week.
Eight Echo Echo Yankee G4NRC. I don't know why that feels like if a tree falls in the forest and nobody hears it, what noise does it make? No, I don't think we can call this one too simplex. It is not transmitting on two different frequencies. Its transmit is very definitely on one frequency. Its receive is very definitely on another frequency. It doesn't sit within the Ofcom definition of a single frequency. So that's the way that one's going to work. We do have all sorts of other problems still with regards to MOD clearance of things for 2 meters, which I really don't want these things being seen as repeaters. Okay, thanks Mike. Talk to you on Tuesday at the COM meeting, and you'll get emails from me later for the other stuff. Dave, Mike 7 Alpha Victor Oscar, G4NRC, over.
G4NRC, Mike 7 Alpha Victor Oscar. No, nothing more to add here, Greg. Thanks for the signal reports before. I'm glad everything seems to be working here. And yeah, best 73s, and we'll hopefully speak to you next weekend. Thanks for taking it. Mike 7 Alpha Victor Oscar.
Mike 7 Alpha Victor Oscar, G4NRC. Okay, thanks Dave. Glad everything's working. Hopefully you can get a new hotspot built up as well. I was just going to comment, I've got both dashboards open. I've got the RAYNET server dashboard and the WPSB dashboard open on my other Pi, and that's how I can see the sort of 8 seconds lag between something that's happening and one network and not another, which does make something we should probably put up on the YouTube channel so people can see the impacts sometimes. Right, Chris, round to you. Golf 6 Papa Delta Echo, G4NRC, over.
Nothing more from me, Greg. Thanks for running the net. G6 PDE, clear.
G6 PDE, G4NRC. Thank you, Chris. and hopefully you don't get too many container lorries going past you for the rest of the evening. And Philip, Golf 4 Kilo India Lima, G4 and RC, over.
Yeah, G4 NRC from G4KIL. Yeah, thanks very much. Well, I might mention the one of the views on YouTube is actually me with the audio system. I decided to use it as a source there. So I turn that up. You get a horrible echo in the background there. I don't know if you heard that echo. That was my own voice coming back to our sound system. I did actually set it up a couple of weeks ago that way because I couldn't get my hotspot working, which I was panicking thinking it was the SD card that had gone, but actually it wasn't. It was that I'd something to do with having programmed in another mobile hotspot, phone hotspot into it. I've lost the one that connected it to the router that's in the building I'm in at the moment. Yes, but he did at least encourage me to do make a copy of the SD card. I haven't, which I've done onto a laptop computer. Sometime rather, I'm going to get another SD card and burn it, so I've got a backup. So thanks for all those who are prompting to say that's the sort of thing you should do. And thankfully, I've been prompted to do it before it was too late. Right, and the last one was you maybe noticed the last couple of weeks I've been coming in through Brandmeister rather than direct to the RAYNET server. I changed that over because I thought that might have helped with trying to get the crossband working. I think 2-3 weeks ago I did get the crossband working, and that was through Brandmeister, but that seemed to be more to do with the fact that I had to tell it the radio, the AP switch, which changes channel on the crossband radio, to tell it that it was selected to the VHF one, and then the crossband worked. That seemed to be what the solution was. Anyway, I might try it again sometime. That was a bit waffly. Thanks for running it. I'll say 10 threes now, and look forward to speaking to you all again later. Oh, thanks for the comments came out from myself, Craig, and others in terms of my comments on my previous over. P4K, then, now clear, just listening till the next clears.
G4KIL, G4 and RC. Okay, yeah, I think I'm regretting putting my new radio actually in the radio cupboard, which is in the living room, rather than being here in the office where I tend to run the DMR net from, because I'm not getting the opportunity to reprogram stuff as often and try getting some of these cross-band and cross-mode links through the radio oddity working the way I wanted to. So, okay, look forward to talking to you on next week's nets one way or another. G4HUF should now be carving Sunday dinner, so we'll go to Keith, Golf 4, Whiskey, Quebec, Bravo, G4 and RC for a final over. Golf 4, Whiskey, Quebec, Bravo, still with me, G4 and RC, over. G4 and RC, take that as a no, and we've got Guy gone, M0JSA gone. So, Philip, it's going to wind up with Northern Ireland, I think, starting to close this one out. Hopefully, Northern Ireland looks okay, given that the way of the storm is getting very close to you. Phil's comment earlier about the Hellwall Viaduct on the M6 not closing. We are a bit lucky inside, away from the coastal areas of the UK. We won't look at the full costs, but I think you're just too close to dodge that. Mike India 0, Mike Sierra Oscar, G4 and RC, over.
G4 NRC, MI0 MSO. Yeah, well, hopefully, excuse me, we don't get it too bad here with the storm. I think mostly the west coast will probably get it worse, a few high points, but there's a bit plus rain, not that nothing we haven't seen before, but sometimes they over exaggerate these things. I did see something about a tornado warning earlier too, but hopefully nice and safe and cozy and indoors, so no plans to go out this evening, so hopefully everybody stays safe and all plans is okay. Right, thanks for running on that. I do look forward to it every weekend. 7-3 for now.
India 0, Mike Sierra Oscar, G4 and RC, no problem, and thanks for highlighting last Tuesday's Northern Ireland Zoom call on licensing. even better when you called me in and I wasn't quite prepared for it. But yeah, very interesting to listen to a different perspective on what's going on. And yeah, tonight is going to be interesting for the wind. I'm probably less looking forward to going to work tomorrow because I don't have any choice but to do that. So rush hour tomorrow, if it's still a bit breezy, could get entertaining. Right, hopefully Ian's battery is still with us, just enough for one final. Golf India 0, Alpha Zulu Bravo, G4 and RC, over.
Yeah, Golf India 0, Alpha Zulu Bravo. The battery's held up wonderfully well, Craig. So thank you very much for running the net, as everyone has passed comment on. Very, very good control. Thank you. I really enjoyed it. I'm not sure what the situation is next weekend. If it's any good weather at all, probably be out in the hill. But if not, we will call into the net or catch up with some other media. So thank you very much. On 7 trees from a very windy northwest, which will hopefully calm down, hopefully over the night. GI 0AZB G4 NRC. Bye.
Golf India 0, Alpha Zulu Bravo, G4 and RC. Okay, well, I think there's another low pressure area following on behind Asia, so we'll see what happens. I'm a bit grounded next weekend. I know I won't be going anywhere fast, but as you do, Sota, I'm more looking at Pota, since Cheshire, my home county, isn't exactly known for its summits. Right, for the final one to wrap it up for today, it's back to Lucas, and let's make sure that connection's still working. Mike 6, Golf Bravo Lima for a final, G4 and RC, over.
Hello everyone, I hope my connection is still working. Personally, I still try to figure out the settings, and hopefully I will hear you again next week. I will put the date in my calendar.
Golf Bravo Lima, G4 NRC, no problem. Well, we're here, I was going to say every Sunday. We did have a bit of a problem over Christmas and New Year. But, the timings weren't brilliant this time around, but yeah, if it's a Sunday and 1600 hours, there will usually be a net here. Somebody will be around to run it. But glad we've got you working on DMR, at least connecting to the net. Okay, so 20 stations checked in, well over 1% of the RAYNET membership, getting dangerously close to thinking about 7% of the actual active users on the RAYNET DMR server. That figure sitting, I think, at around 320 something at the moment. So DMR usage is improving, and it's good to hear everybody on every weekend. So I'll bring it to a close and thank everybody for taking time out of their schedules to participate this afternoon. Be careful, have a good week, and until next Sunday afternoon at 1600 hours local time, I'll now close the RAYNET-UK weekly activity net and return 23531 Pheonix and Brandmeister and 5023531 on the RAYNET server back to being an open net rather than a directed net. 730, this is Golf 4 November Romeo Charlie now closing and reverting to my normal call sign of Golf 0 Golf 2.